So the next day, the boss was called Lucy into the office, and then or I don't know if he or she, the justification was, oh, sorry, I was drunk. Yeah, that's why she got beaten. That was the explanation.
Hello, welcome to SNT Chats, where we bring you Zhao Lusi news. Yep. All right. So the reason why I want to bring up Lusi is because I was going on Xiao Xie's Douyin to see if there's any update. We do have some update from Xiao Xie. So if you're interested, leave a comment below and we will make an update for you guys.
Okay.
All right.
So she's a pretty well-known actress. I'm a fan of her myself.
Same.
Some of the dramas I've seen of her are on Netflix. One is Hidden Love, 偷偷藏不住, and the other one's the Pearl Story. With Liu Yining. She's just really cute,
Yeah, Lucy in general, she's like a really nice girl. She is very responsible for her roles. She's a very responsible person. What did you say about the post that you read about her?
Yes, I read a post about when she was young, when she was a little kid. People would call her like, oh, you're just a pretty vase.
Yeah.
Like,
花瓶 in China.
Like, meaning like you're useless, like, and you can't do anything. You're just pretty. And she didn't have really good like academic scores, and so she would, since she was younger, she would get beaten by her teachers.
Oh God.
Yes, not just a simple slapping your hand. I mean, we've all done that. We've all gotten that. But no, not just that. Like, for her to say abuse, I think it was a little bit more serious than just the slap. Like, the teacher would take her out of class and do that.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then what really touched me is she would be like, oh, then I must have a problem. Like, there must be a problem with me. That's why I'm getting this. I mean, to me, if someone thinks that way, like, I don't know her personally, but that just tells me that she's a really kind person. Yeah, and she's not like pointing fingers on like that kind of mean personality. That just already stands out to me that she's a really kind personality.
Yeah, like she's someone who would look inside of herself and see and will be like, hey, am I doing something wrong? And she's not the type to be like as you said, like pointing fingers at others. It's like, it's not my problem, it's your problem.
Yeah, because I feel like to do that, like pointing fingers is so easy.
Yeah.
But looking inwards is really hard.
Yeah. So
what happened to her?
Yes. So we're gonna, let me take my note here. All right. So the reason why she got famous recently, at least, is because she got sick and then she got sent to the hospital, right? So the basic timeline is Lucy got really sick. She got so sick to the point that she collapsed, and then she had to be sent to the hospital. And then once she got sent to the hospital, she is in recovery. And during recovery, she posted a bit of her background story on what happened that led to her being sent to the hospital. And then once she posted that, she got a lot of love and hate.
A lot of hate, yes.
From fans. We call them black fans, which is Hafen, which literally means black fans. Yeah.
She was in the process of shooting Love Ambition because I was really anticipating that drama. And then just like a few days before the New Year, Chinese New Year's, she collapsed.
Yep.
When we say collapse, like it's not just like fainted.
Yeah.
No, like she broke down.
Like her body shut down.
Her nerve system. We don't know exactly the name of the disease. But she couldn't walk. She couldn't talk. She couldn't like move her fingers. Like she couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like collapse like that.
Yeah. It was very bad.
Very serious.
And then, so for stars like Lucy in China, they usually all get an RV, right? And then the RV has a bed, a sofa, bath, toilet, all the amenities to make them comfortable, to make them little to no stress, right? But then even if Lucy had those amenities, she still collapsed. She showed symptoms for at least a month when she was shooting this. Well, I guess her agency and boss just didn't send her to the hospital then and just had to wait to the point that she fainted And then they're like, oh, we should send her to the hospital.
I don't think they sent her to the hospital. I think
Probably.
her parents sent her to the hospital.
Right, or her best friend, or the shooting
Yeah,
group.
it was definitely not. But I believe her illness started way before this because her friend actually came out with a post, a really long post of like her whole process, and it's from a really close friend. It started in 2019, like this really big thing.
Yeah.
So when Lucy was, auditioning during her in Beijing, she lived with this friend. And one night, like this friend came back from work, and then the lights were off, and then she saw Lucy like curled up, like on the couch, and like crying and sniffing. And then the friend was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And then she was like in a crazy mode. She's like, "Don't hit me! Don't hit me! Why you hit me?"
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she was like that, and her friend's like, What happened? Who hit you? So what happened was the previous day, like around 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, like one of her boss, like dragged her, they were in a restaurant, and dragged her into the bathroom and started scolding her. Why? Because she auditioned for this lead role, and she didn't get it. And her boss was like, why didn't you get it? Like, why? Oh, it's because you're fat.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's so degrading.
Yeah, and just like keep on scolding her and like just yelling at her. She wanted to fight back, but she.
Yeah.
And so then she got upset, and then she just left. She didn't say anything. And then the boss followed her and was
Like a stalker?
I guess the person was pissed. And then like was grabbing her hair and then like started punching her.
Oh my God.
Yes. That's what happened. Then, kind of just ended like that. And then she didn't get home until 5 a.m. in the morning. Yes.
There's no video recording of that?
Yeah, no, let me get to that. When she told her friend about this, like they were really young. So they were like, okay, if we tell the police, we need evidence.
Yeah.
Or else they're not gonna judge us fairly.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, let's go find the tape, because it was in a parking lot. Let's go find the recording. But then Lucy was like, well, I don't want to cause so much chaos with the company, with the agency, because she's still in contract with them.
Oh.
她就不想翻脸，撕破脸。
Okay. She doesn't want to make this relationship even better?
Worse, yeah,
Worse.
because she's still in contract with this agency.
Okay.
If she leaves this agency, her parents would have to pay a huge fine
Okay.
for breaking the contract.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to burden her parents.
Okay.
So then this thing just, passed. Yeah, and the friend took it as like, okay, we talked it out, it should just be passed. She didn't know that it left
A huge scar on her.
such an impact. Yes, like it kept her depressed for so long.
My God.
Yes, so that's when all this thing like started, and like she would like Lucy at night, she would like get nightmares and get frightened and like wake up from stuff like this.
Oh.
And I think this kind of abuse, like this is one incident that was recorded,
Yeah.
but it was constant, continuously.
I'm not surprised.
So the next day, the boss was called Lucy into the office, and then or I don't know if he or she, the justification was, oh sorry, I was drunk. Yeah, that's why she got beaten. That was the explanation. Crazy, right? And the person, whoever did this, never apologized and never felt any guilt.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like, oh, I was drunk. Like, dude, that's not a reason.
Yeah. And during that scene, like there were 5 other people at the gathering, whatever meal, whatever it was, and they were just holding Lucy back, like preventing her from fighting, but they didn't do anything.
To help.
Yes. Yes, because in Chinese it's like 在资本面前就是你什么也做不了.
People of power, people with money, like in front of those people, like you're basically nothing to them.
Yeah, regardless of your celebrity, like your top celebrity, like in front of those kind of people, you are nothing.
Yeah.
You are just their money-making machine.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And they worked her to death. So like that thing just started in 2019 and it just got worse and worse. And in this friend's post, actually one thing she really says is like, Lucy's always been a person who digests everything and emotions by herself. So then she just think like, you know, it's my problem, you know, and even before she got collapsed, like, I think maybe you want to talk about her, you know, that chatting thing. She would ask her friend, like, how are you doing? But she was like on the brink of collapsing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's just, it's very touching.
Yeah.
So she just doesn't want to burden anyone.
My poor baby.
Yeah. And then Lusi came out with her own statement as well.
Yeah.
She said the thing started at 2019. And then in 2021, she would get bugs, like the feeling of bugs crawling on her body and prickled of needles.
That's a sign of
allergies?
No. It's a sign of a mental. I don't know if it's like a mental breakdown or like a mental disease. Something is already wrong, or
Yeah.
like, or she has like too much pressure with her mind. But it's something with the mind.
So then she did go to a psychiatrist.
Okay.
To get this. But in 2023, like, it got really bad. Like, it lists a lot of these diseases that I have no idea what they are. But like night sweats, pneumonia,
So like a cold?
that sensational deafness, like a lot. Okay. So, and she kind of ignored them because she thought it was because of the pills that she was taking to help with her. Because when you go to a psychiatrist, they usually give you
depression
pills, right?
pills,
So she
probably.
thought it had something to do with that. So she just kind of ignored them. But in 2024, like last year, she started having joint pain,
Whoa.
like a lot of different kind of pain. And she also thought it was because of her, you know, the pills.
Oh.
Yeah, so poor girl. Beginning of 2025 is when she really collapsed.
Yeah. But besides that, Lucy's, I guess, team or friends or family, they like posted videos of her like really being in
Yeah.
pain, you know, like to the point that she can't breathe, that she needed machine help, to the point that she cried so badly that she needed help with breathing.
Yeah.
And she couldn't walk, she couldn't eat, she couldn't hold things. And then I also found a video of her, like at this point she couldn't even squat, right? But then this one day she was like, look, I can try squatting. And then she was just so happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh poor baby.
Yeah,
Lucy's best friend, and Lucy posted all that stuff. She received more hate than love. That's what I feel.
I think the timeline is her friend first came out.
Yeah.
And it brought an uproar, and people were like, this is fake. She never got beaten. Like, no, she didn't get beaten. Like, literally, like, people didn't believe that. And they think she was just 炒作.
She was just trying to gain, I don't know, attention.
Yeah, trending. It's crazy. And then Lucy had to come out herself and write that, like, yes. it
Write
did
that post.
Yeah. Like,
It's
it did
crazy.
happen to me.
When her best friend and Lucy came out with the post, right? A lot of the comments falls into two different categories, right? So the first category is that a lot of people are calling her experience, whatever she said, as fake, right? And then they even called her having the disease as fake. And then there's this post on Douyin that we're gonna show now.
赵露思的病是装的吧？医学奇迹，不到1个月时间，抑郁症就痊愈了。我看很多键盘侠有一个统一口径的问题：赵露思为什么这么快就好了？
She basically says, oh, you say that she's not supposed to recover as fast as 1 month. So, but excuse me, are you a doctor?
Oh, so this person was like, why did she recover so fast?
Yeah. Excuse me, are you licensed? Are you a doctor? No, I don't think so. So, zip it. All right. So that's one side of the fans, and then the other side is 水军, which basically means like black fans. Yeah.
But they're paid.
Yeah, they're paid.
Black
So
fans.
so we have a couple of screenshots that basically said, so in the white you can see that it's the recruiter, and then the green says that it's the person who's getting recruited, right? So basically the recruiter said, it's like, oh hey, I got a job for you. You know, it's about this female actress. She recently got admitted into the hospital, and then the guy in green, or the person in green, said that, oh, are you talking about Zhao Lusi? Like, she's the only actress that got admitted. So you know about this. And then the guy in green was like, so what do you want me to do? And then recruiter was like, ... As in, you don't know what I want you to do. And then he was like, oh, can you make sure like to be quiet about this? The guy in green was like, keep what a secret? And then the recruiter was like, oh no, like we don't need to sign anything. You just need to be like on the hush hush about this, right? And then the guy in green was like, oh, well, let me think about it. But I do want to know, like, how much is it? You know, like what does the job like entail? And then he's like, oh, you know, you're a 水军, which basically means like someone who's online that's writing like bad comments, right? And then he's like, oh, you have to go to Douyin, you gotta go to Kuaishou, which is like an Instagram, I'd say. And then you gotta go to Xiaohongshu, which is also an Instagram. Apparently a lot of Americans are on Xiaohongshu.
Well, yeah, because TikTok was about ban, and then everybody
Yeah. So then, and then there's also Weibo, which is like kind of like
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, you know, he's like, the main point you want to talk about is regarding what is currently happening to her, like her disease,
depression.
her depression, like specifically her depression. And then he's like, oh, how much is it? Like, what are you gonna pay? And so the recruiter said, you can go up to 20 posts. So 50 cents per post.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Per comment.
per comment. And then the recruiter kept saying, well, you know, like it's the entertainment industry. There's a lot of people who's coming in and going out. Like this year, this person might be popular. Next year, that person might be popular. You never know. Plus, this is easy money. Like this is a very good job. And then the guy in green was like, you know what? I don't think I can do it. My heart has the capacity. Like you know, it's out of my values to do this. And then the recruiter was like, oh, fine, but don't say anything, you know.
What he said about the entertainment industry, that's very true. People do go like really, really top celebrities, like top as in like Oscar top. You know, like for instance, like Fan Bingbing and Zhao Wei, like they're like really top.
Yeah.
They're like A-list actors. If the government like doesn't want you or something, they just 封杀 you.
Yeah, or if they
Ban
need
you.
you as a scapegoat, yeah, boom,
Or
you're gone.
Or a shield to cover something.
Yep.
They make up something and you give
disappear for life.
We might do an episode on Fan Bingbing. Her case is very interesting.
Oh lordy.
Yes. So there is one thing which is really interesting. This is a Du Hua, famous saying from Du Hua. I guess
Du Hua?
Du Hua is probably like an entertainment industry.
Okay.
Yes. But it's really funny. Like their famous saying is, one, I don't want my company artists to become too popular because I'm worried that they will leave and it'll be harder to control.
Harder to control what?
I'm not done yet. Two, if an artist terminates the contract, I hope the industry will jointly ban them.
What?
Three, if someone sings too well, it will make others look bad and it will be discoordinated in the group.
Oh, so you're jealous then.
No.
You know, the third one just reminds me of CCP, like propaganda. That's just CCP propaganda.
This is all CCP propaganda.
Yeah. But you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Yang Mi. Like her whole experience in the entertainment industry. Y'all, if you guys are interested in Yang Mi's story, like leave a comment below.
No, I will definitely do that because I like Yang Mi.
yeah. I mean, no, we have to decide if we're gonna do Yang Mi first or Fan Bingbing first. So leave a comment so that we know who to do first.
But when I saw this, I was just like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this, every single one is CCP
Propaganda.
Government management. The way they do it. Like if something is like they don't want something to get so popular, so famous, and then they can't control it.
Yeah.
And when that happens, they
They feel endangered.
they start persecuting the group, the person.
Yeah.
They ban the person
Yeah.
or whatever, and they just start saying all these
Bad things about them.
Yeah, and there's so many examples out there. You guys can search up, like, to religious groups, to certain people, to, you know, artists, entertainment, celebrities.
Yep.
So many examples. Like,
Yep.
we won't list here. After a while, I hope, you know, people, especially the Chinese people, really realize what the government has turned the whole country to.
Yeah.
There's just one really important thing is that the government, the CCP does not represent the Chinese people.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
really important. And when we say bad stuff about China, we're not talking about the people.
We're not.
Yeah.
It's the government.
Yeah.
I mean, even as like ABCs, you know, like we don't hate on other Chinese people.
No.
We worry about them because we see things from the outside. While the Chinese people, they have their, I don't know, they have their news, they have their everything that's censored.
Yeah.
So they can't see the full picture of what's actually happening.
Yeah, because the CCP propaganda brainwash is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we said before, like, we love our Chinese culture. Like, at least I do. Like,
Me too, me too.
It's so beautiful. Like, the stories, the
music, the values.
Yes, it's just so beautiful. I remember my father told me a really touching story from ancient China. I don't exactly remember this, you know, the details. Was this person, he forgave someone that was gonna kill him. Like, he knew that person was gonna kill him, but he was like, I forgive you. Wow, that's what our culture was all about.
Yeah.
Now it's just people hating on people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hatred is everything.
Yeah.
Money, power is everything.
Yeah. So before we finish this off, I just want to say, why would the people in China do jobs, like side jobs, like being a 水军 or like an online hater? It's because they needed money, right? I mean, like, even if this thing is not a good thing to do, it's like, it's easy money, you know? If someone needs to weigh values or money, they're gonna pick money because that's what they really need right now.
If they're so desperate to the point that
Yeah.
you don't even know your next meal.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have your next meal.
Right.
A lot of people during the Cultural Revolution was like that. They don't
Yeah.
even know if they're gonna have food.
Yeah.
Their next meal. So
Yeah.
it makes people like so desperate and just only see money.
Yep.
And I think the biggest difference is, like, say in America, homeless. A lot of times maybe it's because of drug addiction or something like
Yeah,
that led to them being like that.
Yeah.
But in China, like, the poor people, they're really hardworking people and they have no drug addiction.
Yeah.
And I can say this with confidence because I know people, you know, family members, and they're just poor because they are not part of the Communist Party, or they got on the wrong side and they could just never get out. Like, we believe in an American dream, right?
Yeah.
If you work hard, you work hard 10 times, 100 times than other people, you will succeed,
Yeah.
you know, and persistence. But in China, there's no such thing. There's no such dream. Like, you can work really, really hard, 10 times hard, and you will still not get anywhere if you do not suck up to some CCP person
Yeah.
or do some bad stuff. End of story.
Well, all in all, we just hope that Lucy is getting better and that her hater fans turn into lover fans, and that she gets better and better. And we wish her all the best.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we just feel really sad for the Chinese people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wish her all the
So
best.
that's it for today. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, that too. All right. Bye.